Have you ever knelt in the dark, asking where God is, when your prayers seem to meet only a terrifying, heavy silence that echoes in your soul? It is a hollow feeling, a sense of being abandoned in the wilderness of life, where every cry for help feels like it is vanishing into thin air. While the world rushes by in a blur of noise and activity, you feel stuck in a frozen moment, isolated from the rhythm of the living. Do not mistake this silence for absence. Do not confuse the season of waiting with the act of being forgotten or cast away by your Creator. Time feels like an enemy when you are waiting for a sign, but every grain of sand is measured by a hand that knows your end. You are currently enveloped in a sacred code, a hidden language of the Spirit that only those chosen for a higher purpose are required to decode. This silence is not a void, it is a womb. It is the quiet before the creation, the stillness that precedes a monumental shift in your destiny. When the heavens go quiet, it is often because the architect is deeply focused on the blueprints of the new life he is building for you. You feel the pressure of the dark, but it is the pressure that turns coal into diamonds and seeds into towering oaks of incredible strength. Hold on to your faith when you cannot hear his voice, for his heart is always beating in sync with your journey through this shadowed valley. The silence is a promise. It is the signature of a God who works in secret to bring about a public manifestation of his great glory. Consider the story of Joseph. Before he could wear the robes of a prince, he had to endure the damp darkness of a lonely, narrow well. His brother's betrayal was the catalyst that pushed him into the silence, a place where no one could hear his cries or offer any comfort. The silence in that pit was not a punishment for his dreams. It was a divine protection from the distractions of his past life's comfort. In that isolation, God was stripping away the ego and the noise, preparing his heart to carry the weight of an entire nation's survival. You might be in your own modern-day well right now, facing a career failure or a personal betrayal that has left you feeling completely broken. When the world turns its back on you, it is the perfect environment for the divine to start speaking the language of your ultimate destiny. Every scar you earn in the darkness is a line in the map of your future success, a testament to the endurance you are building. God is restructuring your inner world. He is removing the fragile pillars of self-reliance so he can replace them with the unshakable foundation of faith. The silence is the blueprint being drawn. Every moment of quiet is a stroke of the pen, outlining a path you cannot yet see clearly. Trust the process of the pit. It is the necessary descent before the miraculous ascent to the throne that has been reserved just for you. Your current confinement is merely the staging ground for a royal debut that will shock those who thought they had seen the last of you. In the silence, God is performing a spiritual surgery. He is the master sculptor, and you are the masterpiece currently under his divine chisel. The heat you feel and the blows of life are not meant to destroy you, but to forge you into a weapon of light and purpose. Think of David in the caves, hiding from his enemies while writing the Psalms. The silence of the cave produced the songs that would heal millions. You think you are being buried under the weight of your problems? No, you are being planted in the perfect soil for your next growth. A seed must endure total darkness and the crushing pressure of the earth before it can break its shell and reach for the glorious sun. The silence allows the Father to remove the pride, the fear, and the bitterness that would otherwise hinder the greatness he wants to release through you. He is polishing your character until it reflects his image. This refinement is painful, but it is the only way to achieve a truly divine finish. The silence is the workshop of the soul. It is where the most profound work is done, far away from the prying eyes of the judgmental world. God is weaving the disparate threads of your pain and patience into a tapestry of victory that will eventually leave the world in absolute awe. Let the fire of this season consume everything that is not meant for your future. Let it purify your heart and clarify your divine vision. You are coming out of this workshop not as you were, but as a completely new creation, designed for a destiny beyond your wildest imagination. The desert is not a place where life goes to die. The desert is the legendary training ground for the greatest leaders in human history. Moses spent decades in the silence of the wilderness, unlearning the ways of Egypt so he could finally learn the ways of the living God. The heat of the desert burned away his impulsiveness, leaving behind a man who could stand before kings and part the great, roaring seas. God brings you into the desert silence to drown out the noise of the crowd, the opinions of others, and the lies of your own insecurities. In this vast stillness, you finally begin to hear the true frequency of your soul and the gentle whisper of your divine calling out. The impasse you are facing is a code. It is asking you to upgrade your internal operating system before you can enter the next level. You cannot step into a new, higher destiny with an old, limited mindset. The desert is where your old self goes to be finally buried. Every mile you walk in this desert is strengthening your spiritual muscles for the heavy crown you are destined to wear very soon. If you can find beauty and growth in the middle of a drought, you will be unstoppable when the rains of blessing finally arrive. God provides hidden springs for those who persist in the silence. He will sustain you in ways that the world will never be able to understand. The desert at night is cold, but it is also where you see the stars most clearly. Your vision is becoming sharper than it ever was. Embrace the strategy of the desert. It is a holy seclusion, a time of preparation that cannot be bypassed or rushed by human effort. When you emerge from this season, you will possess a quiet authority that only comes from having survived the harshest of life's trials and tests. The journey is long, but the destination is certain. Every step in the silence is a step closer to the loud shout of your victory. Prepare your heart, for the landscape is about to change. The sand is giving way to the fertile ground of your promised inheritance. Look at Paul in the Roman dungeons. Surrounded by cold chains and silence, he wrote letters that would change the course of human history forever. The darkness of his cell could not contain the light of the hope that burned within him. He was physically bound, but spiritually free. The code of silence is about to be solved. Every tear you have shed in private has been a seed for a public harvest of joy. The sun is rising on your situation. The long night of waiting is coming to an end, and the first rays of your breakthrough are appearing. The barriers that once held you back are dissolving. The doors that were locked are being swung wide open by an unseen, almighty hand. Watch as relationships that were broken during the silence begin to heal. The restoration will be more beautiful than the original state ever was. Your career is being reborn from the ashes of your previous failures. The wisdom you gained in the dark is now your greatest competitive asset. The laughter you thought you had lost forever is returning. It is a deep, resonant joy that is grounded in the reality of your survival. When God is silent, He is busy growing the harvest. Now, it is time to put in the sickle and gather the fruits of your faithfulness. The silence was the preparation for a shocking appearance. The world is about to see a version of you they never knew existed before. Release the fear that the silence will last forever. It was a season, and seasons must inevitably give way to the newness of spring. Your private endurance is becoming a public inspiration. Your story will be the light that guides others through their own periods of dark silence. Contracts are being signed in the spirit realm. Vows are being fulfilled. The legalities of your destiny have been settled in the highest court. Do not look back at the well or the desert with pain, but with gratitude. They were the architects of the greatness you now inhabit. The veil is gone. The mystery is revealed. You are stepping into the full light of your purpose, and it is more radiant than you dreamed. You have reached the summit. From here, the perspective is different. You can see how every silent moment was a necessary step on the climb. Hold your head high. You did not break. You did not quit when the silence was deafening. You stood your ground and you conquered. Your life is not a series of accidents. It is a masterfully designed legend. Every chapter, especially the quiet ones, was written with intentionality. Carry your dignity like a shield. You have been tested in the fires of isolation, and you have come out as pure, refined gold. The silence of God is a sign of His profound trust in you. He knew you could handle the quiet while He worked on the miracle. You are now moving with a new stature. You are no longer the victim of your circumstances, but the master of your divine destiny. Let the sound of your truest self ring out across the world. The time for hiding is over. The time for leading has finally arrived. Always remember that the longest nights are followed by the brightest dawns. Your dawn is not just a moment, it is your new reality. Are you ready to embrace this new version of yourself? Are you ready to walk through the doors that the silence has prepared for you? This silence was never a wall, it was a bridge. It was the transition from the person you were to the legend you were born to be. God is still on the throne, and He is still designing. Your story is just beginning to reach its most magnificent and powerful chapter yet. Go forth in strength. The code has been broken. Your destiny is calling. Walk into your new life with courage and unwavering, eternal faith.